getting everything together, you know, being a 17-year-old, you know, thinking that everything is gonna be okay because you're thinking about traveling, you're looking at it as a vacation. But when Hurricane Katrina, when they said it was a Category 5, you know, I was terrified because I was hearing my parents being concerned about personal belongings and talking about them having to start over again, like buying houses and moving here, moving there. I really didn't pay attention of how bad the impact was gonna be by me being 17, because I didn't know how it felt to own a house, to own a car, things like that. So, you know, to see my parents being upset at the time, it made me feel discouraged.
When I heard the storm was coming, I would never thought it would be like the way it turned out. I thought we would just be going like probably to the city or just the Bell Cheese Auditorium like we did the year before that, and just watch the rain, like really just listen to the rain and just play games like we always do, you know, let that. That's what I thought it would be.
I knew I was leaving for a hurricane was when my mama came into my room and told me to pack 3 outfits, and they were leaving for a storm.
When we was on that way, it was bumper to bumper traffic, moving slow, you know. It was like it took us forever just to get to Mississippi.
On the interstate, it was crazy. I mean, it was going to, we didn't move. We actually stopped and had to wait because it was like so many traffic jams, so much traffic, people getting into wrecks. It was crazy. It was like we was on the highway for hours and hours just to get to our destination.
Traffic was crazy, you know, people had road rage, you know, because what was going on.
We was on the highway and we had to use the bathroom, and it was on the interstate. We had to pull it on the side and open up the two doors and, you know, get out the car and use the bathroom, and let somebody watch and make sure nobody was looking. Or if we had cups, we were using in the cup.
You're constantly hearing that your house is gone, not going back. Phoenix, just the whole Plaquemines Parish is totally gone, you know, except for the upper part of Plaquemines where we were staying at. And there was like, we kind of had to evacuate because like the water's gonna rise over the school, and we was like in a 2-story size, you know, school, whatever, you know.
We got to Mississippi. It was cool, you know, and see my auntie and all that. We stayed there like a night, 2 nights by my auntie house, and I was, you know, ready to go home. I asked my dad, you know, when we was going home, and he was like, he don't know. And when he told me that, you know, that's when I realized Katrina was something serious, when I heard my father say he don't know when we're going back home. So from there, we used to watch the news and see everything that was going on with Katrina, what it was destroying. And I got sad, but it still didn't really hit me until when we came back down here to visit, and I seen my house was moved off its foundation. And all the other houses in my community were destroyed. It was like a bomb just came through here. And that's when it was, you know, it was really a serious issue, and you know, I really realized that Katrina destroyed our community.
Well, when I came back to my community, my house was on the road, and my dog was just on a chain, and it's because we didn't think it was gonna be how it was. And my dog was on a chain with the collar still around his neck, full of bones, and that just made me drop to my knees. And my grandmother just picked me up on my knees, and I was ready to go after that. I didn't want to see no more.
I felt hurt, pain. It was just devastating.
Coming back after Katrina and seeing all the damage, I was hurt because I lost a lot of things. And I came back to nothing. There was nothing there, couldn't do anything. It was just trash and debris everywhere.
Cars turned upside down, buildings torn from the inside out.
My grandma's house was all messed up, all on top of the levee.
Coming back, it was devastating because I came back, to see my house the way it was. The house was full of mold.
My community in Port Sulphur, it was bad. Like, there was houses all over. You really couldn't drive on the road because they still had to move houses. Like, the power lines was down. They still had water in certain parts.
It leaves you traumatized because you just have nothing. You coming back to a community that you know and love, that everybody knows you, you know everybody, and then you come back and you have nobody.
As a result of Katrina, I had to move to Jacksonville, Florida, where I attended George Washington Carver Elementary School. I would say that it was horrible for me because of the fact that I got called a refugee. And at the age of 7, you would not know what a refugee is, so you wouldn't really, worry about it until as you got older and you understood what refugee was. It was on my part, it was disrespectful because of the fact that we're just the same, we bleed the same blood and everything. And for y'all to call me a refugee because of something that I didn't have any control over, it kind of hurted me as I got older.
Because of Hurricane Katrina, our school was destroyed, so I went to Greenwich Shirley Park. And after I left Greenwich Shirley Park, I went to Bell Chase Primary.
After Hurricane Katrina, I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I went to school for about 2 months over there, but I don't really want to talk about that.
I went to Ellis Boucher Elementary. That's a school in Lafayette. I went there, and it was odd at first when I went because everybody, it was just different. People looked at you different. They assumed you was from this place, that place. They was like, oh, that's them Katrina kids. It wasn't like home.
I had gotten into multiple fights because of the fact that I was not like them. I was different. And some people still said I had an accent and this and that, and they believed that I thought I was better than them because of the fact that we had to move. But I didn't have any control over it.
Moved to Atlanta. We was in a hotel called Amberley Suite Hotel. Doesn't exist anymore. We were very comfortable there, but it still was not like at home. Then from Amberley, which was in Norcross, Georgia, we moved to Duluth. It was called Duluth, Georgia, in an apartment. It was a 2-bedroom, small apartment. Still wasn't like at home, but it was a new beginning for me because I was a senior, 12th grade, coming from a private school in Port Sulphur, Solid Rock Academy, to a high school in Atlanta, Georgia, named Meadow Creek High School, which was just for high schools, had 500 seniors. And I come from a school that only had 6 seniors, and I was in with the 6 seniors. So it was a big difference for me because I had to make new friends. No uniforms, none of that. You had to find clothes for every day to wear.
So we moved in this little FEMA trailer, and it was too small for both of us. So I left and went to Ohio with my mom.
Life in Oklahoma was nice. Everybody was, friendly.
I wound up going to Natchitoches Junior High School. Now when we first got there, I was excited about going to a new school because it was definitely a new experience because I've been in Bell Chase all of my life. So, when we got there, the faculty, they were nice, they were welcoming, they gave us uniforms, they gave us school supplies, but the students weren't as accepting as the faculty was. They just thought, okay, they're from New Orleans and they just treated us differently. It was definitely a tough time. I can remember I had a situation where I was about to be jumped by 4 girls and 2 boys. And it was just definitely a hard time trying to figure out where I fit in.
We didn't like it so much in Ohio because the people were just so stuck up. It was very racist. But the schooling was very nice. They made sure that you get your work done and made sure
If you need anything, they go out their way for schooling. So I could say that about Ohio. But it was just not home. Nothing is like home.
School? I'm talking about school. Like, fights almost every day because, like, they was kind of not liking us because of where we was from, you know? But, you know, that we ain't wanted to be like that, but it's just how they took it.
In Natchez, Louisiana, I attended Parks Elementary in the 3rd grade. The experience there was not too good. I was being judged by where I come from. Well, they thought I came from New Orleans, but I really came from downtown Phoenix, which is like south of that. And New Orleans is a city, and downtown Phoenix is the country where, you know, family, friends, and stuff like that, they don't have to worry about that because everybody, you know, kin. So I was being bullied and talked about, you know, it was just crazy.
In the beginning, I really didn't want to come home because I had a job at McDonald's, you know, I'm loving it. I had a job at McDonald's, I had lots of friends. I was taking psychology classes and I was in a drama club and I was in my 2nd year of drama at my school. I really loved everything about Oklahoma, but I was also missing my family, especially my grandmother.
And by that time, the schools had opened back up and I was back at Belle Chase Middle School and all the schools in the parish was combined.
You could tell they had favorites, like, you know, it was all different schools in one school. You had Port Sulphur, Phoenix, and then you had Belle Chase de South. And it was like the privileges, some students had this while you was doing this.
That was definitely a different experience. It was kind of a lot of tension because everybody was just real tense because they would have rather been back in their own schools.
It was an experience, but you know, no other school just feel like your school.
Being back in Plaquemines, coming from Hammond to the portable building, so it felt like kind of unexpected because it was like a whole different like kind of building from the old building.
The experience of going to the portable buildings was, I don't really know how to explain it, because like on days it would rain, you would get wet because, you know, the hallways didn't have no doors. Like anything, you'll step in mud when it's raining. If it's cold and you outside, you freezing because it was just, they don't have no walls to keep all that from coming.
Coming back to the portable buildings, I didn't really feel safe because we were outside and you never know what could happen being outside. There could be another hurricane and you were there. It was a different experience for me, you know, because it was all kind of things that could have happened and it was smaller.
It was okay, but it was still a difference because when it was time to like change classes and stuff, you had to leave, you had to walk outside. So if it was freezing cold, you had to put on jackets and everything before you left to go to another class, and with rain and everything, you still had to travel to get to your classes.
Coming to the portable buildings was a good experience for me. I had never been at a school that was so family orientated, so I was very thankful to be around people where you knew that didn't judge you or look at you different or like just accepted you for who you are and was like nice and very kind-hearted. I didn't see a lot of favoritism. I saw a lot of like family and love here.
When I came back down here, I saw so many people living in female trailers too because they lost their houses. Maybe their houses were flooded or maybe their houses, you know, was damaged by the severe storm.
Thinking about moving back to Dave Van, Louisiana, living in a small FEMA trailer, a camper trailer, with small areas, and coming from Atlanta where you had a lot of space, trying to make put things in storage, that was very complicated, and the formaldehyde had dizzy headaches.
We had a very small FEMA trailer. That was a miserable experience because I'm a pretty tall stature woman and young lady anyway, and that was definitely difficult.
Hurricane Katrina, we renovated and started rebuilding our houses. Reverend Tyree Ellis got a group of about 14, 15 guys and told us that we're gonna make a playground. And like once we got there, we were like, is he serious? Like are we really gonna be able to like make this out of a playground? Like it just was a big field. It looked like a forest, like the wild. It's like trees everywhere, hanging over, broke limbs and stuff on down on the ground. The only material that we only had one ride lawnmower, a couple sling blades, a couple saws, and like just a few rakes. And so we just was cutting and raking and making little piles and burning them. And we'll go over that with the riding lawnmower. And after we noticed, we were like close toward the back of the park. And we was like, wow, like we thought he was kidding. Like we didn't think we were gonna be able to clean like this park up like this. After the parish had came in with cut down some trees and came down with the big tractors to cut some around the trees and stuff and pull some of them out, it was like wow, we really can do this now. So like that's what got us into more wanting to do it more. And like next thing you notice, we had to clean up the whole park.
Y'all can say that when the Audrey May Playground and got the playgrounds together, that y'all helped come in here and got it started. Y'all made the pathway so that the bulldozer and other things can come here so that we can create who playground?
Audrey May Augusta Playground.
So y'all made the pathway for Audrey May Augusta Playground. Just like Audrey May Augusta led the way for us in the right to vote. She was a trailblazer. Y'all gonna be a trailblazer, and y'all gonna look back 5 years, 10 years from now and say, I remember that park was nothing but grass and trees.
Coming back to the new building, I feel a lot safer. We have more things, more opportunities to do things. It's closed in, we're higher up. It's a safer environment for us.
That was a relief right there, because we're in a building, we have new things, like the teachers, we have, your friends and all that, it's more comfortable than being in a building when you're outside. Like, it's better to be inside than outside, because, your focus is not wondering like, oh, well, what animal, like if you're gonna see a snake.
It's very different from the portable buildings. It's a lot more safe. They built a lot of new things that we're like thankful for, like a gym, and we have science labs, a lot of classrooms. Everything isn't crammed up.
Since we have the one main building, it is just so beautiful. It really is. And to say me finally getting a full-time job here, to be working in the front office, is a blessing.
It felt so good just being back home, just being back in Plaquemines. It was really wonderful. But just being back in my hometown, Phoenix, wonderful. It's like everything is just that. It's like be real with you, it's even better. It's like we more close to our friends because we feel that we know how it is just being departed from each other.
Katrina prepared me for a different life. Meeting new people. It kind of prepared me for when I went to college. Like I had to be open-minded about meeting new people or being in a new place. So I mean, it definitely had a positive impact on me overall.
I'm glad to be home because it's a lot of family around me, and I really wouldn't have that problem of being disrespected and called a refugee because all of us grew up the same.
10 years later.
10 years later. 10 years later.
10 years later, we're 10 times stronger. We are the class of 2016.